doing a brief overview of the thunderstorm activity in southwestern Colorado today. So today, as I put this into motion, it's a satellite with a radar overlay showing lightning strikes. Had it showing lightning strikes, it might just be a radar, but see a generally northwesterly flow. Not generally northerly, northeasterly actually, in some looks kind of a north-northeast flow aloft, with the thunderstorm developments over this region today. And what I'd like to point out is that we did have a thunderstorm we had thunderstorms just west of Montrose the early afternoon hours. We actually had a thunderstorm in Ridgway, Colorado at about 1:30. This is 1931 UTC, which is 1:31 p.m. Mountain Time. And if I zoom in here, you'll see this is Ridgway. This is maybe 30 minutes drive south of Montrose on the 550 freeway shown in pink here. I just put these overlays, it makes it helpful to see what's where. And that's where this Highway 62 starts over here. So that's right where Ridgway is, and I actually happened to be driving through there yesterday. There was not a storm there, but there was today. And so this is 1:30 p.m. local time. You see this thunderstorm development over Ridgway, and you see that there were storms just west of Montrose. And this line of moisture, you can see this is kind of this consistent line of moisture that aligned with enough instability, enough cold air loft convective potential, as well as enough lift over the mountains. And that's where I'm going to get to now, is wind and terrain can play a big role in the thunderstorm development situation. And I believe that is what happened today, because as I showed on the animation, we had a north to northeast wind pattern. It appears we had a north to northeast wind pattern aloft. And what that did with these storms is that it favored areas. So I'm just going to show earlier, when we had that thunderstorm over Ridgway, it favored areas north of the Mount Sneffels, San Juan mountain range. So there's Mount Sneffels here between Telluride and Ridgway. That's why to get from one to another, you have to go around this big mountain range, because if you go directly in between them, there's a huge mountain. And so the storms were on the north side of that mountain range, on the San Juan Mountains, because you had a northerly flow, and so the storms were being pushed into the north side. But what happens is when the wind flows over the mountain ranges, when it's going to the other side, the downward side, and the leeward side, depending on the wind flow, and the north wind, the leeward side ends up being the south side, and that's where you have sinking air. You have the air is moving downwind, down the mountains, and that inhibits thunderstorm formation. So I believe what happened today is we had the moisture there. We had a good corridor of moisture maybe for most of the area, but the wind flow being more northerly in the north end of the San Juan Mountains to get the bulk of activity, whereas areas like Telluride did not get much. And you have more mountain ranges to the south of Telluride, and you'll notice that parts of the north-facing slopes of those mountain ranges were favored by thunderstorms as well. But then you can see this southward progression of thunderstorms, and then as you can see here, as the thunderstorms push into New Mexico and are fed by mountainous terrain in most of these areas, once they get past the area where you do not have a lot of mountains, the air is sinking, and these storms end up dissipating pretty quickly. And of course, at this hour, at 6 p.m., you have less diurnal heating available as well, so the thunderstorms begin to die down. But it's interesting to notice how the terrain can have an effect on this. And I'm a storm enthusiast, so I always like seeing storms, and gonna see if we can catch some storms in the area tomorrow. It depends on how the winds set up and if that's gonna be favorable for thunderstorm development or not. So we shall see. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know, I might not publish this, but yeah, that's my briefing for today.